To my understanding, I could probably be very wrong about this, but it's the EzzBOiii EXE that was originally causing a lot of problems, or at least is where a lot of the vulnerabilities come from.
I would be playing a Black Ops 2 Custom Zombie Map right now, and that was my plan until I found out that the client that I uploaded how to do for YouTube shorts yesterday is actually just a clone. It wasn't real.
See, I wasn't aware of the fact that the EzzBOiii client wasn't really made by him. Which, by the way, we're actually going to be deleting this today. Just go ahead and get rid of that.
After the cease and desist, there's a couple versions of BOiii that have came out that are not good. One of them is a version called the EzzBOiii client. This is a version of BOiii that has been made by other people, and so I would highly recommend staying away from those because, again, those are completely unsafe.
So, if you guys are using the EzzBOiii client, do not use it.
Oh, today is such a wonderful day to be playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on the EzzBOiii client. Let's get to playing. Oh, what a fantastic headshot. Oh, another kill. Just a few more points, I'll be able to get to my UAV.
Listen, you little fucking bitch, I've done everything I goddamn can, but you fucking liar!
I do love me some easy kills. This was a great day indeed. Oh.
Friendly hater inbound.
What?
Are you fucking kidding me? So it turns out, EzzBOiii is unsafe to play. Or is it? Now, in order to kind of go down the list of the points that I'm about to be talking here, I think it's very important to talk about... Okay. In order to talk about the history and what the BOiii or EzzBOiii client is. So we're going to start from the top and kind of go down the bottom so you kind of get an understanding of what the BOiii is so that you will, you know, as we further on this video, kind of understand what I'm going to be talking about here. Also, if you see me sweat a little bit, it is really hot in my room right now. I have the AC on full throttle, and it is still not doing anything against this Georgia weather. So if you see me sweat or just do a bunch of greasy shit, I should really not be wearing this. Also, I didn't buy this suit just for this video. I've had this for quite a while now. How long have I had this thing? It was for a family member. They were getting married. So I kind of had to buy a suit. I didn't really have a choice. I mean, it fits perfectly with this mask I have. See? And it fits with this gun I have.
Out of the fucking way!
Oh shit. Ooh, fuck. I accidentally loaded a BB in here. 2 BBs. Okay, 2 BBs. I made an oopsie. Okay, there's an actual BB stuck in there now. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Why did I think loading BBs into my magazine with no CO2 cartridge was a good idea? It makes no feasible sense. I'm gonna have to get this out later. Also, if you see me looking down on my computer a lot, it's because I have a billboard of a bunch of talking points relating to the video. Hold on, let me see if I can show you. Nothing's really scripted. It's all just a bunch of talking points to kind of remind myself of what I'm supposed to talk about. I've ordered them from recent to oldest, so that I can just go on down the list and it'll all be in order. So this video also kind of took a while. I kind of wanted it to be released maybe a week after I wanted to make this video, where everything went out in public, but I I took a while to do that because I wanted to formulate this video and make sure everything was in order and made sense. And I also didn't want to get anything wrong, you know, because when you're forming stuff like this, you want to make sure you are 100% correct in every instance. So here we go. Enough about this. Let's go ahead and trickle on to the video. So if you don't know what a BOiii client is, it was a client developed by Momo5502 or Maurice, who intentionally built the client as a side client for Black Ops 3 on PC so that you can go into or just play Black Ops 3 again with your mates. You can play multiplayer, play custom zombies again. It was basically another solution to the RCE exploits or the security concerns that have been plaguing PC for quite a while now, and it is honestly baffling that the community has to take charge and clean up your shit, Activision. You are hilarious. But that was basically the whole point of Momo's client, and it was going well so far. There were other clients like XLabs, SM2, and same with Plutonium. If you know Plutonium, then you'll know about these other clients that I've mentioned here. Again, XLabs and SM2. Now, unfortunately, we can't have good things in this world because Activision, in the next 4 months of BOiii being in development, he got hit with a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing. Same with XLabs and SM2. I'm going to go ahead and read some of these out to you.
Today we have received a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the XLabs project. We are complying with this order and shutting down all operations permanently. Thank you for your support over the years. So that one pretty much tells you that they've been hit with a cease and desist because of XLabs giving away torrents and copy game files. So again, if you don't own the game on Steam, you can pretty much just download them straight from the internet and play it that way, which is piracy. That I gotta be fair here, that is legit piracy. Same thing with SM2. Today, a team member received a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the SM2 project. We are complying with this order and shutting down all operations permanently. Thank you for all your support over the past 2 years. So same thing with SM2. They got shut down because they were also giving away torrent files, as well as copies of the game files, which is, again, piracy and fucking illegal. Now, if you get to Maurice's tweet... Hold on, I got an itch. You know when you got that itch that can't really be satisfied unless you use your teeth? That is the only way I can really get this done. Now here's where the real interesting kicker is, because if you look at Maurice's tweet, you're gonna find some things pretty interesting. Here, I'll read it out to you. Hold up, I want to do this in the Bane voice. Hold up. I knew this thing would come in handy. We have received a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the XLabs project. Because of that, we are also going to shut down BOiii. Thank you for your support.
Did you catch that? If not, don't worry, I'll point it out to you. So, he says that he has received a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the XLabs project. Not with the BOiii, XLabs. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. If you were received a cease and desist letter on behalf of Activision Publishing, wouldn't it be really related to your client or whatnot? So that kind of begs the question. Did he really get a cease and desist for the same reason that XLabs and SM2 got? Or was this a whole different reason? Because with SM2 and XLabs, they were actively giving away torrent files. But with Maurice, it was just the mod client. He wasn't really giving away torrent files as far as I know. I didn't really donate to his Patreon to get anything, so I really have no idea. And the BOiii client wasn't really finished yet. It was early access. It was locked behind a Patreon wall, so maybe that's why he got a cease and desist, but other than that, I don't really know. Others are speculating in the community that he never really got a cease and desist. He preemptively shut this thing down, which in my opinion, is a pretty good fucking move. Because after all these years or months or whatever, Activision was out for blood. They were out for blood. So shutting this thing down before Activision could swoop in and just fucking... What are those things called in the medievals? You stick your head through and...
If you play the default version of Black Ops 3 on Steam, you could be susceptible to RCE exploits and people can steal your personal information and even hijack your computer, which is the main reason why Maurice created the BOiii client. You see, the BOiii clients didn't solely exist just to let people rank up instantly and unlock all of the supply drop DLC content. It was most importantly providing a safe place for people to play Black Ops 3 multiplayer and zombies. Specifically Black Ops 3 custom zombies with modded maps, the thing that has made Black Ops 3 so popular over all of these years. But unfortunately, because of Activision sending the cease and desist to both X Labs and SM2, Maurice decided to pull the BOiii project, which I do think was a smart strategic move, because even though all of that stuff happened, we do still have a version of the BOiii client.
So after some time has passed, maybe a month or two, these BOiii clones, if you want to call them, started to kind of surface up again after Momo shut the client down, which we all thought was just amazing. Like, the COD community always just comes in swift and fast and just saves the day once again. But after a few months, Maurice tweeted out this exact line. Hold on, where's my Bane mask?
I am not affiliated with any of these BOiii clones popping up recently. I am currently aware of at least 5 security vulnerabilities that are unpatched everywhere. If you care about your security, I can only recommend not to play BO3 at all. If you see my name in any of those clones, it means they have copied my work, including the Git history. Have a look at the commits and you'll see my last commit would be from before the cease and desist. I was born in the darkness. Molded by it.
I'm having way too much fun with this. So that was basically his tweet, and the part where he says that they copied the Git history, that could only mean that it was from GitHub. I went on to GitHub, but I, spoiler alert, I don't really use GitHub all that often other than to download EzzBOiii client and have a fucking blast.
My cock. Where's my cock? What? My cock.
So my investigation from that tweet went on to the GitHub and eventually their Discord. Now, with the forking, they could have forked the work after they shut down, but I took a look at the Git history and it goes all the way back to April 22nd, a whole month before Momo tweeted anything about a cease and desist. Same with the EzzBOiii update list on GitHub. It goes all the way back to April 22nd on GitHub. So there is some evidence there that does strongly suggest that they've been copying his work all the way back in April. But at the same time, it's also gotten 2 new updates since then. So in order really to gather more information and possibly figure out what the hell's going on, the GitHub to the official EZ forum led to their server. Discord server. What? I'm making a video. Stab wounds. 99? Wait, we got him? Holy shit! It's confirmed! Let's fucking get it! You're 100% sure that you got him. I'll be over there in a second. I'm just gonna make this video really quickly, and I'll be over there, and we'll fucking get this guy. Okay? Alright. Later. Bye. Where was I?
Who's my good widow kitten?
I am. Uh-oh.
So my investigation led me on to their official Discord server, where I found that EZ has been hosting BO2 servers for quite a while. They even have their own official website. Now, granted, the website has a whole list of issues, but it's still a website nonetheless. It leads to our official Discord, their facts and questions, and it says that they've been hosting T5 and T6 servers with active moderation. And I went to the plutonium server lists, and it's actually pretty much true. They've been hosting this shit for quite a while. Now, granted, most of it's in Germany, so you're going to have some connection issues if you're anywhere else. But they have been hosting servers for quite a while. I also found this out. They're also the major leading development of Project BO4. You know, that other modded client that Lex was pretty much cheering on and shouting for? I'll get to that in a minute. You're going to be honestly surprised. And the Easy Discord server is blowing up. Like, last time I checked on it, it was under, like, 6,000 followers. Now it's like 7 to 8,000 people.
Actually, the server population of editing this is now at 9,350 members. Tornado is becoming outdated with current trend of numbers and cost averages. Lol, I got to go, but I'll be back.
But anyway, I just dig through the Discord trying to see what people are thinking about, or trying to, you know, gather the people's thought and see what I could find about the EzzBOiii client and what people are talking about. I'm going to be blurring some of the names here, but one of the chats that I found really interesting is that this person managed to actually get into contact with School, the main owner of Easy, as well as the lead project behind Project BO4 and the EzzBOiii. This person said, I asked the owner if he'd made any patches to Momo's security, and he hadn't, meaning that Easy is just as secure as Momo's client. This means that OGBOiii and EzzBOiii are one in the same. Now keep in mind, these two are the same client, because if they forked his work, that means they also forked every single code that was in Momo's. And even Momo said it himself. There are 5 security vulnerabilities that have been unpatched everywhere.
Well, it's not fake, but it's being misinterpreted as if the OGBOiii doesn't have the same issue. Very short conversation, as I didn't need a whole, I'm basically confirmed when I came in thinking that EzzBOiii and Momo's are as safe as each other in current standing. Neither has
I need to stop doing that. I kind of wanted to get a little bit more into the kind of problems that both EzzBOiii and the Momo client kind of have. So one of them posted on their a official forums for Easy, and it addresses the concern around the EzzBOiii client. So I clicked on there, and School kind of wrote himself. It's pretty much a long list, but I'll pretty much stop and give my thoughts on here as I read full. Just bear with me here. Regarding the hookup library I added, it was purely for testing purposes to see if it would be detected by Momo's Discord check. I was aware that BOiii already had one in place, and I intentionally included it. As for the semantic errors mentioned, I haven't even made significant changes to the code yet. My main goal has always been to revive BOiii and bring it back to a functional and stable state. I understand the potential risks involved in adding new features like the lobby and friend system, as they could potentially introduce more vulnerabilities. That's why my focus will primarily be on providing a solid base code and ensuring that BOiii remains in a functional state. If Momo genuinely cares about the security of others, it would be helpful to provide detailed information about the RCE patches to interested individuals. Letting BOiii fade away completely isn't a viable solution after making it open source. I am still completely positive about the security of BOiii. In fact, it's still far safer than the Steam version, and there has been no recent news about the new RCE vulnerabilities other than what Momo has mentioned. Right. Now that's actually pretty much honorable. He's saying that letting BOiii pretty much fade away to non-existent isn't really an option, considering that this client is pretty much the only way to play Black Ops 3 again. That is really, really noble. But again, kind of copied his work. Now, I don't think Momo can actually do that with orders from the cease and desist.
If he actually got it.
So some people pretty much replied, and I'll try and reply as much as I possibly can. I'm not going to get all of them, but I'm probably going to reply to one more.
Great. I am destroyer of worlds. I'm the planet. You almost subjugate yourselves to my game.
I agree with you partly here, but I also agree with Momo since I've always supported his work and been around since 2020 with his stuff. that brings up another point. Credibility can be a really, or reputation, be kind of a dangerous thing. This is why I kind of wanted to do this video, because everyone on the fucking planet, including Mr. T-Lexify and Merc Music, were making videos telling people to stay away from the fucking EzzBOiii client without actually doing any research. Because Momo tweeted out saying, hey, these clones are dangerous, stay the fuck away from them, they automatically believe them instead of going on these research and saying, oh, is it though? Is it? That's kind of the point of this video on why I'm making this, to kind of see or, delve a little bit deeper and see if EzzBOiii really is safe or not. And as we're about to get further into this video, you're about to kind of see what I'm talking about here. If you understand the risks of adding new features like a lobby and friend system, then you should most likely not re-implement it, as you don't even understand how the P2P stuff works and the vulnerabilities. I think he just said that he isn't going to do that. As much as your focus on having a solid code base is good, security will always be a priority. And I think Momo would maybe like to disclose he's fucking hurt my voice. I should really stop doing these before I... And I think Momo would maybe like to disclose these vulnerabilities and do more research on BO3, but with no actual client other than your old version being used nowadays, it might just be more of a harm to disclose it rather than patch it in a very small project that was the fork of a popular project. With that also being said, I don't think he can just openly disclose information about reverse engineering COD games anymore, and may only be allowed to disclose the information to Activision itself. At the end of the day, while your claims about BOiii being safer than the Steam version is somewhat true, the Steam version has an additional tool you can use while playing that is still being updated to this day, and most likely includes patches BOiii doesn't even know about. I'm taking no sides, just giving my thoughts. But anyways, the forum pretty much goes on for a bunch of people adding their opinions, till one person named Caldwink responded, recently the OG creator of BOiii dropped the big bomb telling that there are 5 unpatched RC vulnerabilities in every BOiii clone in OG BOiii, something like that. Is it true? Now that is true. Momo did tweet out 5 vulnerabilities being pretty much unpatched everywhere in the BOiii clone, as well as the OG BOiii, but we're gonna get to that in a little bit. Trust me, hold your horses there, buddy. What actions are being taken to patch these vulnerabilities in EzzBOiii? Can I play EzzBOiii offline, and will playing offline protect me from these vulnerabilities? Please do answer. Thanks in advance. I do love EzzBOiii, as it is showed that there is still hope for hacker-free BO3 gameplay. And School pretty much just responded with a screenshot from the Discord announcements. I'll actually read that here in a second. According to Momo, there are still a handful of unpatched vulnerabilities in BOiii, including 5 total vulnerabilities, and 2 of them are potentially remote code execution. Excuse me. Please understand, I won't be spending time to reverse engineer Momo's security patches in an attempt to address these vulnerabilities. There are still the risks of receiving a cease and desist order from Trash Division, and this additional effort is just not worth it. On a more reassuring note, these vulnerabilities have been present since Momo first developed the client and, thus far, have not been exploited. Normally, they are only concerned for streamers. To ensure a secure gaming experience with BO3, you have a couple of choices. You could use the T7 patch along with the network password feature, but this option is really only beneficial if you have BO3 on Steam and plan to play exclusively with friends. Alternatively, you could continue using BOiii and minimize risks by playing only with friends, sticking to local single player, or using closed/private servers. Remember, anything could potentially have vulnerabilities, they haven't just been exploited yet. And under it, School responded to Maurice's tweet that I'm actually going to get into now. At least we're not the ones charging $5 for an open source project, claiming it will remove all vulnerabilities, but then saying that some haven't been patched out all along and have mysteriously been found after closing it. Now, School, old buddy, old pal, we gotta talk. The reason he was charging $5 for an open source project was because the project wasn't finished yet. It was in early access. That's why he locked it behind a Patreon wall saying, hey, if you give me $5, I can pretty much give you what I have for now until it is finished, and that $5 that you're going to give me will go to, helping with the future development of the BOiii client. That's the reason why it was locked behind the Patreon wall, is because it just wasn't finished yet. And the tweet was basically someone replying. I think I actually have the tweet right here. Hold up. Bum bum, bum bum, bum bum. Technically, if you weren't specifically CND'd, I don't see why you'd have to cancel BOiii in the first place, which I don't really get either. It was in relations to X Labs. Meanwhile, X Labs shut down because of what they were doing. So it does kind of beg the question: was Momo selling torrents? We really don't know. And I pretty much scroll down all here. Blah blah blah. Damn, that's crazy pain. As far as the new 5 exploits, those all still affect even the last version of BOiii that came out before the CND? And Maurice responded, yes, I discovered them. I discovered some of them by nostalgically looking at my old work and the game in IND.
You're not the thinker.
So you mean to tell me that after all this time, your client wasn't safe to begin with? What a load of horseshit. It is kind of weird how after these BOiii clones started to pop up recently that Momo decided to tweet now about these vulnerabilities in these clones. Now, he may have just been concerned about what you download because it is the internet. Some things may be malicious, some things may be not. So he might just be concerned about what you download. Like, hey, be careful what you download on the internet because I'm not really affiliated with these clones. But at the same time, you should be careful what you download. It's the internet. Just stay safe, y'all. However, these vulnerabilities being existent in these clone clients is pretty much the same from what you're saying here. How you discovered some in your old work through nostalgic reasons, whatever the fuck that means. But at the same time, shouldn't you notify your customers that these vulnerabilities may or may not still be existent in your client before you sell them behind a $5 paywall? Because these clients really are the same thing. You found them in your client and now all of a sudden they're all over these BOiii clients. Now you think that'd be the end of the story. These clones are the exact same, so there was really no security to begin with. Well, you're wrong. Shut up, big forehead. So I pretty much found his Reddit thing here. Hold on, let me turn on the fucking lamp. For some reason, these gnats go directly towards a bright source of light.
Is this you?
Holy shit, that actually fits spot on. So that means his client wasn't really safe to begin with. And to back this up, I actually found another tweet where he was replying to Josh, or Joshua the Sniper, and he asks a very simple question where he says that if he still has his version of BOiii, is he chilling or not? And Maurice says no, these vulnerabilities were discovered afterwards. So this pretty much cements that his client wasn't really safe to begin with either. So my investigation led even more deeper, and it led me to Reddit of all places. Jesus, I'm going on Reddit. It's just a bunch of other conversations. I'm not going to read all of them, but there's an important one that I am going to kind of highlight here. Okay, so it was basically a response to whether if the EzzBOiii client was safe or not, and it was just a bunch of conversations debating back and forth if it was true or not. And Grieva01 has replied saying, it has been rebooted and you can find it on GitHub by the name of EzzBOiii or something, and the launcher has been archived in a few places. And Severa has actually linked this to the client. And Broad Management replied, well, seeing how Momo himself contributes to that post, can you not assume that it is? Which is pretty much true. Momo did contribute to it on the BOiii forum. If you go to the EzzBOiii forum, you'll find his contribution is on there. His name is pretty much on there. And now on Father's Day, this is when it was posted. That's when this was posted. Momo replied on Father's Day, a full 2 weeks before he tweeted anything regarding about the clones. This is what Momo had to say. I am not contributing to that. Again, you kind of did. They forked my work and are continuing it even though I explicitly prohibit it. The commits from me this repo has are before I received the letter. However, note that the quality of this project is extremely poor. They also accidentally unpatched the vulnerabilities, so this project is not safe to use. Keep a mental note of that. He just said right there that they have accidentally unpatched these vulnerabilities and are now present in this BOiii clone. Keep a mental note of that, okay, as we go down this Reddit post. And EzzBOiii replied, I'm guessing this is the guy in charge of the EzzBOiii client or whatever, but he basically had this to say, and it was, we haven't unpatched any vulnerabilities and have found an RCE issue with your client and plan to fix it. The client is fully functional with a server browser and soon to come friends list. Momo, we would wish you'd stop falsely speaking on the project as we have people come in and ask about your comments on EzzBOiii. The project would be far bigger with your support. Am I going blind? Why am I stuttering on this shit? Etso helper / support of EzzBOiii, which pretty much confirms it. And Momo replied, just basically ripping into the guy. The quality is objectively bad. An additional hooking library was added because the maintainer of EzzBOiii did not understand how our existing hooking library works. Understanding the basics of C++ concepts is missing, like RAII. There are semantic errors in his code. On top of that, he lacks the private components of BOiii and therefore deploys compiled versions of my EXTDLL. This proves both the lack of reverse engineering skills, as the DLL is simple to reverse engineer, and the lack of knowledge about the vulnerabilities in the game engine. This makes feature development pretty much impossible, as well as bug fixes. Existing vulnerabilities and future ones cannot be patched without such knowledge. Note that I am aware of at least 3 security vulnerabilities, 2 of them allowing RCE, that were discovered after I stopped working on the BOiii project. Right there. He just said that there were 3 security vulnerabilities that were discovered after he stopped working on the project. But if you go back, he says himself that they unpatched the vulnerabilities. Fucking stupid ass gnat. I'll get you one day. So he pretty much goes back on his word when he first said that, oh, they accidentally unpatched these vulnerabilities, but at the same time, in his sentence, he says that there were 3 vulnerabilities that were discovered after he worked on BOiii. So his client wasn't safe to begin with. That further cements this idea. That further cements that his client wasn't safe to begin with. Let's keep reading. Meaning these vulnerabilities are unpatched in his version and probably never will be fixed. Security is a continuous process that needs to be maintained. It doesn't stop. C++ is a hard language, and reverse engineering and providing security is even harder. The slightest mistakes can cause huge instabilities and render the project useless. Of course, I would love to continue working on BOiii and am therefore jealous. And there we have the issue. He's jealous that he can't work on the BOiii project, so someone else is taking charge. I don't really get why he would be jealous on this part, because in my eyes, this would be a good way for BOiii to continue its legacy. I would say, oh, I can't work on the project, so let me take this and give it to someone else who can work on the project to spite Activision. Yeah, take it up the ass, buddy. That would just be me, or, you know, just any logical reason saying, like, oh, I can just do this because I can't work on the project. Maybe someone else can, considering that this is the only way we can play Black Ops 3 again. With friends. And multiplayer. Just a lot of other things. However, that's a personal matter. The points previously mentioned are facts and still stand whether I personally approve the project or not. Maintaining such projects comes with the responsibility. People rely on the projects being safe in terms of security if advertised so. I think it's dangerous to give people a feeling of safety if the knowledge to provide the actual safety is missing. I don't doubt that the maintainer will eventually learn those skills with enough passion, but it's not like you do that within days. It likely requires years. And for the time being, people are being put at risk due to false advertisement of quality and security. Yeah, security is a big responsibility, eh, Momo? Then can you explain to me why 5 vulnerabilities were discovered in your client? Can you answer me that, please? Now, let's not rip into Momo a little too much. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and said, oh, he didn't... Excuse me. Now let's back up here in a bit and give Momo the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe he genuinely didn't see these security concerns. He genuinely didn't notice them when he was building the client for over 4 fucking months, and he just didn't see them or whatever. That doesn't really excuse the fact that you let 5 security vulnerabilities just slip by your eye and get into the public's hands while they were still in danger and didn't even know it. Now, if I was building a mod client for the sole purpose of providing security safety and, you know, being built better than Steam, my number one priority would be to make sure that the client is as safe as possible before I ever work on anything else, because the number one thing you need is security. Like you said yourself, security is a constant effort. It is the number one responsibility, even when advertised so. But that doesn't even matter because your client wasn't safe to begin with. And again, your client is false advertisement because you charged $5 for this shit and it wasn't even secure to begin with. Now, I do want to admit that it's pretty scummy how they forked his work, including all the Git history, to pretty much repost for free, even though the client was, you know, in its early stages. It wasn't really ready yet, when that money could have been used to further his client. But that doesn't even matter because the vulnerabilities were discovered in his original client being sold for $5. So it instantly doesn't matter, but it's still a little bit of a low blow, copying someone's work and then pasting it somewhere else, especially when it's in its early stages. That is a bit of a dick move. This is further supported when you look at the EzzBOiii forum here, and it dates back all the way to April 22nd, before, like, he got hit with a cease and desist. Like, a whole month before he got hit with a cease and desist. So that is a bit much of a dick move, I will admit. But it doesn't even matter, because your client wasn't even safe to begin with. So you can't claim false advertisement of security when at the same time yours wasn't safe to begin with.
Oh, but he didn't he only discovered them after he worked on the project. He only discovered them by looking through nostalgic reasons, so it's okay.
The fuck?
And even then, working on this client for 4 months, you didn't think to tell us before that? Because you spent months building and coding the BOiii project directly from the Steam version that was compromised for the sole purpose of playing the game safely. And you didn't think to tell us through all this time whether you discovered these clients or not. Say, hey, this is a work in progress build. Some vulnerabilities might not have been found yet, so just be careful when you're playing the BOiii client. That's all I gotta say. Whether there are discovered vulnerabilities or not, just be aware of what you're buying. A little hint or warning might have been that way. Again, I didn't pay $5 for a Steam because I wanted the full version to come out. But we're never going to get that because Trash-O-Vision, bro. Now, letting BOiii die isn't an option. I do have to agree with this one. Sitting there and just letting BOiii die really isn't an option in my eyes either, considering that this is really the only way to play Black Ops 3 again without using, like, the T7 patch. And plus, Momo's not working on it anymore, so why not just hand the project off to someone else? I don't really get that. To like a trusted developer or trusted friend, that way they can work on it. And you can still walk scot-free. Oh, I can't work on the project anymore because of a cease and desist. Let me take this project and give it to someone else. Maybe a friend or someone I trust. Ha ha, 200 IQ, you can shove it, Activision. And again, Skule addressed the concerns, and he is actually working on the project. Now, later on, Skule did actually come to a full stop and address the concerns of EzzBOiii, saying that it's still far much better, a safer option to play on this, rather than playing on the Steam version. Now, as adding a friends list or a lobbying system, that just opens up to a whole possible vulnerabilities. He's not going to be working on that. So if you just want to play regular multiplayer, I would suggest just playing with the BOiii patch. Why did I say BOiii patch? If you're going to be playing multiplayer, just play with the EzzBOiii, and if you're going to be lobbying up with friends and stuff, use the T7 patch. And also, I kind of want to get this out of the way. There are two different BOiii clones that they were talking about. One is from Reaction Games, where everyone is getting the client from, and the EzzBOiii, like I just mentioned. Now, even though Momo's not working on the project anymore, he pretty much stopped on May of... what was it? Which was May 22nd. EzzBOiii has gotten 2 new updates since then, so this does show support behind the project. Meanwhile, when you go to Reaction Games one and try and download the client, that's just it. That's the whole thing. It's Momo's latest version, like after he stopped working on the client. That's it. That's all you're going to get. So there's a clear difference between Reaction Games and EzzBOiii. One gets updated, while the other one doesn't. I also kind of want to point out Mr. T Lexify's video, where he completely, like, says stay away from the guys at EzzBOiii, because they're not trusted or should be trusted, but at the same time, he's promoting Project BO4, unaware that they're both the same. They're both being led by the same guy behind EzzBOiii and Project BO4.
Here to try and see what's going on, but let's talk about it. So, after the cease and desist, there's a couple versions of BOiii that have came out that are not good. One of them is a version called the EzzBOiii client. This is a version of BOiii that has been made by other people, and so I would highly recommend staying away from those, because again, those are completely unsafe. And even the most recent version, which is the one that you can find on my download links for my videos or even in the description, those also are still not, unfortunately, the safest that you can have, even though they're the most recent. And like I said, it's because the hacks will be updated, but the client unfortunately will be not. This is the way it is now, unfortunately. And what's crazy about this whole situation is that there is actually a BO4 modded project coming online called Project BO4. My man is looking at ATVI Activision, looking not to get a cease and desist here. And so this will be crazy if Blackout, BO4 Zombies, and all of that comes to this game. And I actually have a version of this BO4 project right now. I will be making a video about that tomorrow, showing you guys how it looks and the modded BO4 client.
So I thought that was kind of funny. Lex, if you're watching this, you're a hypocrite. Whoa, 20 frames per second. Ayo. Also, Momo follows Project BO4. So, of all the shit he was talking, he's also actively following Project BO4. So I thought that was also kind of funny. So, in conclusion, which one should you really play? Should you play Reaction Games or Easy? And the answer is, drumroll. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're both the exact same client. The only difference is one actually gets updated and the other one just has Momo's straight up file. That's it. That's literally it. But what are you gonna play on, Tornado? I'm gonna be playing on EzzBOiii, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? EzzBOiii gets updates pretty frequently. Like, as of recording now, it's gotten another update like 5 days ago. So I'd rather be playing on EzzBOiii rather than just playing on the Reaction Games one, because again, Reaction Games is just the straight up file. Meanwhile, EzzBOiii is the same thing, but it's getting support behind it. And also, it's behind this reputable company named Easy, the official server, Discord server, as well as hosting BO2 servers, T5 and T6, I believe.
Kind of sexy.
When Momo basically stopped working on it, both Reaction and Skule had the file on hand and re-uploaded them, because, let's face it, we're not going to let this fucking die. We are not letting this die. This is as close as we're going to get to being able to play BO3 again. Especially when Activision neglects their players pretty much every single day, allowing them to get hacked by selling the same thing on Steam for like $60. Oh, thank you for the $60. Now go fuck yourself. I hope you get RCE'd.
Big mouth, or it's still attached to your bloody neck.
This was the last good thing to ever come out for BO3 survivability. And I don't really give a shit what Momo thinks. I'm gonna be honest with you. Plus, they both have their vulnerabilities, considering they are the exact same client as Momo's. The only difference is that, again, one gets support, the other one doesn't. And I would rather be playing on a client that actually has some support behind it, rather than playing on one that has nothing behind it. But at the end of the day, Momo, School, Reaction Games, none of them are really at fault. The real fault here is at Activision. If it wasn't for Activision, we wouldn't be in this fucking mess anyway. If Activision just took 5 seconds to be a good company, we wouldn't even need these clients to begin with. But right now, we're here now arguing about these clones, the cease and desist, the whole shebang. It's just so fucking stupid that we're here at this point, because Activision just thinks about the money. So at the end, it's Activision's fault. Fuck Activision and fuck everything that they do. They are the worst fucking company to ever exist. Now recently, Activision did get purchased by Microsoft. I honestly have no idea how that's going to play out. If they're going to go on PC and fix the vulnerabilities, or if they're just going to leave the vulnerabilities alone and let it fester. So we're just going to have to see how that goes. And I really, really, really hope that Microsoft does better than anything else, than any of the employees at Activision. A quick little side note, if you're playing on the Easy or Reaction Games client, it really doesn't matter because they both connect to the same fucking servers. The Easy servers are being DDoS. No one really knows why someone is doing it. Some people on the Easy server are speculating that Momo's doing it because he's jealous or something. I mean, he did admit he was jealous, but that's pretty par for the course, I guess. I mean, I don't really see Momo committing an actual malicious crime or paying someone to do a malicious crime to be petty or just DDoS servers because, oh, they stole my work and re-uploaded it even though I'm not working on it anymore. So I don't really see Momo doing that. I don't see him as that very petty. Again, I could be wrong. I don't know, but I really just don't see that happening where he would go as far as to commit a literal crime and start DDoSing servers. And if you're still having doubts about the client or clients and are worried if you're still going to get, DDoS booted or have your IP pulled, I've read in the server that it helps to stick to official servers. So again, Easy or Reaction Games Discord servers. That will help you in the long run because it's majorly client side on how these vulnerabilities pretty much work. So depending on the host of the game or host of the server will pretty much determine how secure or safe you are. So it's majorly host dependent. Or as Lex said, just, run a VPN. But most of us can't afford a VPN. That's the fucking problem. So if you don't have a VPN, just stick to trusted servers. That should really help you a lot. Because again, most of these problems are dependent on hosts. As for hosting a lobby, that in itself is never going to be added because like Skule said, it just hosts a number of vulnerabilities and he's made it clear that he is not going to be working on that. So in itself of that, there are some extra steps that you need to do if you do want to host a lobby in the BOiii client, which is download like another free VPN host thing so that you can set that up and then, give players the IP to that so that they can type in the console, connect, insert IP there. But if you don't really want to go through the trouble of that, you can download the Shiversoft T7 patch through Steam. That way you can let friends connect to you through a password share while at the same time keeping yourself protected. Though I do want to reiterate that T7 patch is strictly for zombies or hosting a private multiplayer match. Do not use the T7 patch to join a public zombies game or a public multiplayer match. It will not work. The only way you're going to enjoy public multiplayer or zombies again is through the BOiii client. That is the only way you're going to be able to enjoy multiplayer or zombies again. I want you to reiterate that. The T7 patch will not help you in public shit. Only private lobbies. And if you are going to be playing on the T7 patch, do it on a separate account. Because if people get a hold of your main one, it's pretty much over. Shiversoft Dev, or Serious, whatever you want to call him, has said that multiple times. So, yeah. Hey, it's me, in the future, editing this video at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. Or is it Saturday? Who really cares? but I just kind of wanted to budge in here for a second. Hold on, let me read this out so I'm not speaking too loud. That EzzBOiii has actually just released another update as of editing this. It was released on July 20th. The 2 previous versions were when I was putting this video together, but now that it's over, they released a 3rd type of update. So again, this just, proves my theory that this is getting shown support, and I will shill for this every single time. So I just kind of wanted to budge into that and let you guys know about that. So go on to EzzBOiii forum and download it for free. And hopefully I'll see you there. Anyways, that's pretty much it. And I'll go ahead and butt out this video. Later. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. Let me know your opinion down in the comments below. I will be reading comments on this video just so that I can get more knowledge and input on the informations, and try and see what opinions I can, just be interacted with. I don't know why I'm fumbling these words. I've had about 2 cups of the Fortnite Grimace Shake, and I'm still fumbling over words. I don't get it. But anyways, this video is getting longer than it is. Thank you all for watching. Let me know your opinions down in the description below. I will also be linking the official Discord server, as well as the EzzBOiii patch if you want to download it and just have some fun again. Thank you guys, and I really hope this kind of cleared the air a bit to some extent. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
You knew that I would be here. Who betrayed me? I did.